first thing we need to do with knot tying is learn our basic terminology. So you can tie knots with just about anything that moves, like this, but the sort of catch-all term for it will be called cordage. So this specifically is called paracord, and it's what I use whenever I'm in the outdoors, and you'll see why in a few minutes. But when we are tying knots, we want to be sure that we know which parts of the cord we're talking about when we're telling others how to tie a knot, or when we're learning how to tie a new knot. So again, what we use to tie the knot is called cordage. So on my rope, I've got two ends, or my cordage, I have two ends. I have the long end. This is called the working end. And I have the short end that I'm typically using to tie my knots with, and that is called the tag end. So working end and tag end. Now we have several kinds of loops that we can use to build our knots with. The first is if we have a loop with two twists in it. See how I did that? It's a loop with two twists, 1 and 2. That is called an elbow. Now, if I have a loop with one twist, that is called a loop. So one twist is a loop. Finally, if I have sort of a loop with no twists, like this, and we'll use a lot of these, we call this a bight. That's a bight of cord. So to review, we have the working end, the tag end, a loop with two twists, 1, 2, is an elbow. A loop with one twist is a loop, and a loop with no twists is a bight. The last thing we'll want to cover is just sort of a basics of cordage, is one of the cool features of paracord. So I like paracord, and I recommend always keeping some high quality paracord with you when you're in the outdoors. But paracord is basically a sleeve that's typically over more cord. In this case, much thinner cord. So what you'll see is that if I've got 10 feet of paracord, if I take out the inside of my paracord, right, if I cut it open, in this one I have 6 strands of thinner paracord. And if each of those is 10 feet, that's 60 feet, plus my main cord, or the casing, which is an additional 10 feet. And so that's 70 feet of cordage in 10 feet of cord. So paracord is a great tool that you can use for lots of different things, and has lots of different lengths and diameters of cord that you can use if you were ever in a situation where you needed to get creative to survive, or just to have a more comfortable experience in the outdoors. So paracord.